So let me just play this clip for about a few seconds, and it's about Ava Sue Beck. Let's just play it real quick.
Musical inspiration. Back to the Route 66. It is the symbol of the all-American road trip. But the reality is, it's really not the most scenic road in the US. It's just that sometimes, legend can be much more powerful than reality itself.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So this is what I figured out then. Because remember, I have homes in Texas, but I was born in Los Angeles, California. But I know every place between there: New Mexico, Texas. Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Las Vegas, Nevada. Come on, guys. Anyway, so I was looking in between this map just because I was looking to see. She said, "Oh, if you just heard, which you guys did clearly hear her state that, oh well, this is basically the scenic route in Texas is not as grand or up to her standards as scenic." Well, that's because where did she go, right? So we go back a little. This is Texas, right? So if you look at this area that she's in, of course, it's Fort Stockton. We got Midland, Odessa, Big Spring, San Angelo, and we go up here to Lubbock, and then we keep going up to Amarillo and all that, right? And we just kept going up here. And I'm pretty sure she's taking the I-27 just because of what she posted here. And I've been there. I've been throughout all these. I've been to Dallas many times, guys. I've taken I-20 since I was the first time I took it, I was 6 years old, 7. But anyway, I even actually, when I was 16, I remember that's one of my biggest drives that I took from LA to Dallas, and I took that route actually. That when I was 16 years old, and that was like the biggest. But my parents trusted me, and in Dallas traffic, which Dallas is right here. So see, you went in between this area, which if you go over here, there's El Paso, Texas, all the way up to the west. Then you got up here in the mostly east of where you're at part. You got Dallas, Fort Worth, Plano, of course Waco down here. I got to do a shout out. And then anyway, in this area, you went through not the interstates like I-10, which I-10 can lead all the way up there to Cali. Goes through New Mexico. Part of New Mexico, edge of New Mexico, Phoenix, and then Tucson, Phoenix, all the way out there to California. I've taken I-20. That's like the main route. But anyway, you can go different routes, but let's just do this routes, right? Then up here, the only part that I see is that you took 27. But these places that you're in, Odessa, Midland, Big Springs, Lubbock, just all these places are like Marfa down here in Alpine. They're what I call drive-through cities. Or not even, they're not cities. They're not even, excuse me. Drive-through village, town, to be exact. If you're going to Alaska, it would have been a better job for your route. Let's just see some of the stuff you missed, all right? Let's go to Dallas, right? All this is real. All this is real, guys. They have nature parks, luxury, just amazing stuff, guys. Scenic routes. The city and the nightlife can, ponds, lakes. They have some of the best in Texas. We have another one, San Antonio, Texas. Six Flags, SeaWorld, Fiesta, Six Flags. We've been there, done that. The Riverwalk, yes, we all know. We all been there, guys. We've all been there. even though it's humid, but still, we've all been there. The Alamo. See, this is all the stuff, and you can run through this, but anyway, let's get back to this map. So talk about, I don't know if you could see that, maybe it was flashing too much, but this is a lot of stuff that you missed, and this is barely the edge of it. I mean, there's still Houston, Austin, Corpus Christi, the islands. There's so much more, but I just Galveston. We can keep going on. There's so much information, but what I would have done, since you're going to Dallas, is why not take one of the most used routes is crossing New Mexico to Phoenix to California, go up the coastline. You can go to San Diego or LA, go all the way up to San Fran, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Vancouver, and then bam, you're up in here in Canada, and then of course Alaska. What you took is like you're going straight up through it, and if you wanted to take up the Colorado route and just go up to, Wyoming and all of that stuff up there, which I'm not familiar with. Montana and stuff. I don't go. I've been there, but I don't know as much. I'm more of Philly, Illinois, Michigan, New York, just the coastal areas. I've been to every state, but I don't know, like Orlando, Miami, South Beach, all those places, California, all of it, all the way from San Fran, Sacramento, all the way up there. And, I know the majority of those places, but not, some of the, don't know too much about. I've been through there, but just been through there. I don't know too much about once we kept going up there. But so see, here's another place. If you would have took this route, you have two more options. You can go and take this I-10, go through Phoenix. All you're going to see here is desert most of the drive. But until you get to California, maybe you go up to Las Vegas first and then go on, continue your trip. I mean, there's some beautiful areas, there's Indian. But if you take this route and come up here, because you have two routes, and you can go up to Albuquerque, and you can take either the Santa Fe route or the Farmington route, come up here, you'll be in Colorado, and then of course, or Denver, and you can just take this route here. You can go, or you can take the route to Salt Lake City, and you can connect back to this. But if I was you, if I was going to do this, I wouldn't have went up straight up through this portion of Texas up to Colorado, passing, either New Mexico or Oklahoma. I would have went this route. If you like the beach area, if you like California, I mean, the scenery there. You guys can just Google it. From San Diego up there, Huntington, Newport, Laguna, all that stuff. Been there, done that. It's a beautiful place, guys. But there's not going to be too much going on. You'll see about the same. What you've seen will be about the same on this side. But going up here to New Mexico, I mean, you can get to Pine Trees, passing that, come up to Albuquerque City, just pass all this stuff, go up to Colorado, and then make your journey upwards. But the most beautiful places, I mean, of course, Colorado, they have some beautiful, beautiful places as well. But, I mean, their pine trees up there in Washington, they're not as great. Their trees are not as, they're kind of, I don't know. To me, they look kind of, but anyway, you missed a lot. That's what I have to say. You missed a lot. The roads that you have taken are the roads that very few have been on, and the roads that you should have took, most people take those routes. That's what's so disappointing. And Ava Zubek's experience here that I see so far is that there's so much different. So when you're coming back from Alaska, I wish you would take either a coastal, and you'll see the big difference, or take just don't go the same route, because you're not gonna experience, the way that you're driving. I would never take this route because it's boring. You're not gonna see anything. Some routes there is things, like Tucson, Phoenix, city in the deserts, guys. But anyway, what I'm saying is that the route that you took was the less impressive route. There's so much more to see, and I wish that people would understand that the residents know where all the hustle and bustle's at, and the route that you took is the path of few, but there's a path of many that everybody takes. But it's a beautiful place too, dude. That's why they take it.